So my name is Cammeron Kaiser. My pronouns are she, her. I live in Enid, Oklahoma. I am the Oklahoma chapter leader of Free Mom Hugs. I am part of the LGBTQ community as bisexual, and I have 3 teenagers who are all on the rainbow.
Tell us about the moment you began to realize that Free Mom Hugs made an impact of other people's lives.
I'll tell you, I realize it again and again every single time we go out hugging. They will hug you sometimes for a solid 5 minutes and just cry into your arms. Maybe they haven't heard from their family in years. They don't speak to their mothers. Some of them want a hug, but they're so nervous because it's been so long since they spoke to their mother. So I would say every Pride, every event, it's just, reaffirmed.
In what ways would you say that being a part of this organization has educated you more about supporting the LGBTQ?
Something that I really love about this organization is all the training that we get to attend. One in particular with Lindsay Churchill at UCO. She does a gender and sexuality training, and it's amazing how much we don't realize our bias and things that were ingrained in us since we were little. And that was really a huge help to me for when my child came out as non-binary. I had already had so much training. I kind of just knew what to do. I didn't have questions. I didn't have fear. I just said, okay, let's go.
What would be something you would like to express to parents who have kids come out to?
So, very common first thing is for the parent to be frightened or afraid or worried for their children's future. It's something that most parents, you kind of have to grieve what you expected for your child's future. Not that you're upset that their gender or their identity may not be what you think it should be, but as a mother, you have plans. And this could go for anything as far as now suddenly your child isn't going to college. You're like, okay, we need to change our mindset. We need to change our plans. That's where we come alongside the other mothers so that we can help them through this process of, this is your child. This is who they are. You still love them. They're still the same person they were yesterday. Let's work you through this so that you can love your child, so that you can be there for your child. It's very important that your child knows that you still love them. A lot of them are they're frightened as well. You may think that you're worried, but they're worried. And so it's really important that you let them know that you still love them, you support them. They can tell when you're trying, and they can tell when you're not trying. When Camden came out as non-binary, we had known them for 15 years under a specific pronoun. And so we did trip a little for a minute when we were switching to the correct pronoun, but they could tell that we were really trying, and so that made all the difference.
What do you appreciate most about the LGBTQIA in Oklahoma?
The first word that came to mind for this question is resilience. Oklahoma is very difficult with being in the middle of the Bible Belt. There's a church on every corner. They have their opinions. They're very strong. And the LGBTQ community in Oklahoma really has a lot to overcome, and I would say they're very strong and resilient, and I'm extremely proud of all of them.
Can you describe the moment you realized that the community needed your activism and advocacy?
I would say when my children started out in middle school. That's around the average age, I suppose, that kids might start coming out. I have noticed that it's getting younger, which I think is wonderful. But when my kids were in middle school and in high school, we would have these massive group sleepovers, and the kids just needed an adult, someone to talk to. And I would often end up, on the side of the living room with someone who just needed to say the words to an adult.
So, what is your experience with Free Mom?
I've been with Free Mom Hugs since 2018. My very first Pride with Free Mom Hugs was working the beer tent at Oklahoma City Pride. After that, I was a volunteer for a while, and then I became an area coordinator, and then I actually started the Oklahoma chapter when Free Mom Hugs went national, and now I co-lead Oklahoma. We have hundreds of volunteers, and we have 5 areas, each with an area coordinator, so then we can kind of break it down smaller so that if somebody needs something in a specific town, they can get their area coordinator, and then their area coordinator can get to us.
Well, I'm Mahkesha Hogg. I am 40 years old, almost 41. I know I don't black don't crack.
Right.
And my pronouns are she, her.
Would you please share a little bit about your own identity and your connections with the LGBTQ community?
Okay, I am a straight cisgender female and ally. I've been an LGBTQ rights activist for 14 years. I've always loved Free Mom Hugs and always wanted to be involved, and in some capacity have always been involved, but maybe not with an official title until now. I'm a co-chair of the Diversity Outreach Committee for the Oklahoma chapter of Free Mom Hugs.
What would you say is the common goal of Free Mom Hugs?
The common goal for Free Mom Hugs, there is an official mission statement, but I don't remember it. But all I know is that my friend Sarah started it, I want to say 6 years ago or so, 5 or 6 years ago. And basically her goal was to leave no LGBTQ youth unhugged and unloved. And she's a mom, and she just wanted to embrace all of the LGBTQ youth and also adults who feel like they don't have a parental role who is fully affirming and loving to them.
What is the importance, do you think, is the importance of like having community support and kind of a familial support for LGBTQ youth?
I think it's so very important because just like everyone in life, if you don't have that foundation of family, I mean, life is hard and confusing when you're youth already. But imagine being kicked out of your house at 10. I know some people who were kicked out for being gay at the age of 10. That's crazy. But really, they turn a blind eye to it. My friend was 10, told an adult what had happened, and they told the police, and because he's gay, and there's still a lot of homophobia in police departments, they didn't care. They didn't pursue it. So it's very important to have a family because family helps you, they can help you come out of the closet. They can be the support system for if you get bullied because of your identity and orientation. I've learned in my life, just even personally, that I have friends that are more like my family than my own blood family. So whatever family you can find to make it yours, you find your tribe and you make that your family.
So if you could tell us the moment that you began to realize that Free Mom Hugs have made an impact on the lives of others.
Wow. Whew. I have seen so many people post on Sarah's page of their testimonies of, I was gonna commit suicide until I stumbled upon Free Mom Hugs, or she wrote something on Facebook and it scrolled up and they saw it at that moment and they realized, oh, there are people out there, and they reached out to their Free Mom Hugs chapter and then they got the help they needed.